Good evening, everybody. Let's call this meeting to order at 6 o'clock Apple time. Should be a resolution to adopt the agenda.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson, that we resolve that the agenda be adopted as amended and presented.
Question. All those in favor? It's carried. Confirmation of the minutes.
Again, moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson, that we resolve that the minutes of the regular meeting and the Committee of the Whole of January 14th, 2019 be hereby approved as all statutory declarations have been complied with.
All of them?
That's what it says.
Okay. Question. All those in favor? It's carried. Citizens period. I see some CDC people here. Would you please step forward and identify yourselves? You
want us to sit up there?
Yeah, wherever you wish, folks. Welcome.
Good evening. Hi, I'm Kim Valentine. I'm the Economic Development Director for the PAW CDC, and we're here to do our annual operational plan for 2019, and this is who can make it today.
Thank you. We know who you are, but for posterity's sake.
Rod Brzezicki, Reeve of the Arm of Kelsey, and acting chair of the CDC.
Jerome Connolly, I'm one of the board members.
Jamie Wilson with Arctic Gateway Group, and I'm an ex officio member. Here for
Moral support?
Moral support.
There you go. Thank you.
The cheering section.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you guys all received a copy from Jen. So this was the final draft that we worked on a couple of weeks ago, and it's been broken up into several different areas. So part A is successful completed projects completed by the CDC. And then part B is the current CDC projects that we're working on. That includes the health clinic project, doctor recruitment, economic development resources, and Winnipeg World Trade Center. So that's a new partnership that I formed at the Linkages Conference. So we're still working on that, me and Jerome. That's just an extra resource for any entrepreneur in our community who might need a little extra helping hand. And then our next project that we recently took on was the immigration resources. So that is a partnership within the community as well. So the lead on that project is Kelly Heap, and we also just received word that there's this funding opportunity, and we're looking at applying to that as a group. So the community is going to be working together on that as well. Our next project that we've been involved with since last winter is the Manitoba Aerospace Initiative. That's an education and training plan that we're coming up with, working with UCN. That is also a community partnership. So we have a bunch of the employment, education, and training groups all working together. And then our most recent partnership that we took on was Arctic Gateway Group, which is Jamie Wilson, and I don't know if he wanted to elaborate on it or talk a little bit, but we pretty much agreed at our last meeting that we were gonna assist AGG any way that we could.
Yep.
Unless you guys had any questions.
Maybe we'll come back to it.
Okay.
Okay.
Our other project that we're working on, this one is with Doug Lofstad from UCN. So he started in North Forge. I guess what he wrote is the PAW CDC is supporting an application by UCN and North Forge and Winnipeg to establish a business incubation, digital prototyping innovation center in the PAW. So this is a $3 million project. It's at the proposal stage, and UCN has indicated they will be approaching the CDC. Sorry, that's not supposed to say CC, but CDC for $50,000 over 3 years in cash in-kind support. Our other project that's been on the go is the CDC bylaws update. And with the new council, I think there's just a few more a few more edits that need to be made. So once those are complete, at our next meeting in February, we will present that to the new council for you guys to review and approve. And we're also going through a CDC website update. Me and Jerome are working on adding more resources again for our entrepreneurs in the community. And I guess we'll announce that once it's finished, but we're working on it. And then Part C is potential 2019 CDC projects. So we talked about these at the last meeting. There was the housing project, senior resources, commercial land use development, attraction of new retail development, and retention of current businesses. And we discussed what are our economic losses in the community. So we kind of felt that this requires further discussion, as well as marketing the PAW as a community of choice. So I don't know if you have any questions on Part C. Nobody?
And I think Part C, a lot of Part C was a bit of a directive that the town had asked for us to look into, so that we're focusing on, we will be focusing on those initiatives too.
Okay. And then Part D is all the current partnerships that are ongoing with several community groups in the PAW. So I recently talked with Jen Cook and Desiree Lambert. So Jen Cook is with the PAW Chamber of Commerce, and Desiree Lambert is the executive director for the PAW Community Renewal Corporation. And we had been meeting to discuss some projects that we could all work on, and the one that we came up with was the beautification community project. And they together jointly applied to a provincial grant for the green team to kind of do the maintenance for the other part of their application. They partnered on another one for the destination marketing grant, and they're applying for flowers and pots and soil and all that. And we're also doing some brainstorming about how we could come up with some funding for Christmas lights. So that's also another project that we're working on. We were thinking something as simple as like a monster bingo, because that drives in a lot of people from out of the community, which also fits our mandate for destination marketing. And that was just a little update, but that was kind of what our community business meeting was about last week as well, and we did announce that there, and it will be in the summary that I'm going to be emailing out to those that attended. And we'll also put it on social media. So for partnerships, still working on reaching out to a few more. I meet with Community Futures on Friday to discuss something that we could possibly work on together, me and Joe Cote. And I also do a lot of back and forth with Travel Manitoba. I do some advertising for the Pawn area as well. The CDC most recently approved an advertisement for a one-page article in the Northern Regional Guide, so we'll be in the 2019 magazine this year. And then also our other partnership is with Town of the Paw. But like I mentioned, there's several community groups, and we do all pretty much work together with the Community Beautification Project. I also forgot to mention that the 4-H group has also decided to volunteer this summer to assist with the maintenance and, watering the flowers and upkeep. Any questions? It's a pretty fast presentation, but I feel you guys already had the information at hand, and if you have questions, this is why we're here.
I have a question. In regards to partnerships, prior to TPCRC and the Chamber of Commerce, did you have any other partnerships with any other local groups in town prior to those two?
Yeah, like I work with Rotary Club of the Paw, work with Kinsmen. Part of my job when I first started was getting to know all our community groups and making sure that they knew I was there. But most recently, because the ladies are in the building with me, that's why we decided to work on like a bigger community project. And we felt beautification was something that fit all our mandates, so.
Thank you.
Jamie, it's good to see you here.
Yeah,
How are things going in your world?
good.
2 thumbs up?
Yep.
Yeah? Can you tell us a bit about your plans?
Yep. I'll try to
Yep.
fit it in, working with Kim, because I think we've worked together previously when I was with government, we were at CARD,
Yeah.
the Center for Aboriginal Human Resource Development. And just like, to me, the strength of the approach is looking at economic development as a region and saying, what can we do to make the area more business friendly? What can we do to attract people, stuff like that. So when I was with government, I saw a lot of that. You know, you see it in pockets like Morden and Lakeweir where they're kind of within Canada even leading the way as far as attracting, say, new Canadians into their region. And the businesses are just booming because of it. So we've been chatting quite a bit about how we can work together. Arctic Gateway Group is a pretty aggressive plan over the long term, like quite a long ways out. We've set some modest goals for this summer. I think we're hoping to get to 200,000 tons for this summer of grain out through Churchill. But the company's fixed. As you know, there's a lot of problems with the line all the way to Churchill. They've been, I think, ahead of schedule as far as fixing a number of the washouts that happened last year. They're using this innovative stuff called GeoCell, which kind of helps with the substrate beneath the tracks. And we're kind of everybody's waiting with fingers crossed this spring to see what happens with this innovative stuff come spring, and you know, with washout, if there's any washouts and stuff like that. So, but we do have, you know, as we get to our targets, we will have some employment needs for the north. So we put out a call for track laborers just recently, just over the Christmas break. We've already had close to 200 resumes submitted to us, and I would say 98% of them are from northern Manitoba. So there's a lot of people that really, really want to work. And we're going to get into, we're working with Jackie Lage at the province, Rob Penner, to put together a training package, pre-employment and training package. So probably guessing between 30 and 40 of those we'll hire right away. That goes into the bigger pool. And then as volumes ramp up, we'll potentially be needing a lot more folks in the north. So here, Thompson, Gillum, like Flin Flon, we're going to be needing folks all over the place. So, yeah, so it's good to have it's good to have a connection point that I can go to bounce questions off of, you know. Yeah, just have a constant dialogue with, I guess, in the communities.
I seen some tenders in the paper, and one of them
Yep.
was for the Reimer building.
Yeah,
You planning to fix that?
yeah, and apparently it's not, Reimer was only there for a short period of time.
I know, yeah.
It's the Express building.
The old freight sheds.
Yeah, we're looking at it in depth internally, what to do with that building. I think the company would be open to options if people have ideas on how to use that space. So. But structurally, apparently, I'm not an engineer, but we had an engineer go in there. It's a very, very solid building, structurally. But I know there's a lot of social issues attached to the building that I think that we'd like to resolve as well.
Yeah, as we move forward with our downtown beautification, it's one of those areas that would benefit from some attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exciting. Hey, council, have any questions for Jamie?
In regards to the training, would it be out of one facility or would it be all throughout the north?
We're still looking, we haven't determined that yet. Ideally, we'd like to do it in different places,
Okay,
but we don't know yet.
fair.
Cost is probably going to be the biggest factor there. And I'm more than willing to come back to you and do I can give you guys a deck on PowerPoint presentation on the future of the company and kind of where we see Arctic shipping, the impact of global warming on shipping through the Arctic. It's going to, there's some really, really big things happening in the north. So in the future, I can come back and really get into details on that if you'd like.
Cool. Any questions for the CDC folks? Anybody? No? It's great to see. I think you guys are heading in the right direction, obviously. I think it's good. So we're happy. We're ready to look forward and work with you guys.
Thank you.
I think included in this package was also the 2019 budget, our budget.
Yes.
So is that something that you want to get into now or no?
Sure, Elaine was supposed to come help us if you guys had questions, but we could try to do our best if we did. Just the weather, a lot of people couldn't make it.
Yeah, for us, we're right at the beginning of our very first budget. So not to try to push you off or anything, but I guess I'm trying to push you off until we have some more of our budget discussions.
No, I think,
Right.
I think we understand that.
Yeah.
We
We need to
make sure that
participate.
you have
Yeah.
numbers in front of you. And
Yes.
just to, for whatever reason, the town who's the major funder of the CDC chose not to last year for the reasons they needed to, but we're just hoping that we can be funded this year because there's a lot of projects that we're working on, including the doctor recruitment issue that's coming forward that needs the attention of some funding too. There's some positive stuff happening there that I think Kent not being here would be the person to talk to about that, but I think we can bring the town up to speed. And I know, Herb, you've been involved in our discussions over the last month or so you can kind of bring council up to speed as to where we've been going on it.
Yeah, I will, for sure. Any questions, anybody? Okay.
Okay, I was like, we're done. Months and months of work went into this, so we're done. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you. Okay, the CAO report.
I will whip through this quickly.
Sure.
I think we've talked about maybe in the future even just putting this somewhere else rather than on the agenda for this. I think it'd be a little more effective. So the next meeting, we won't be doing this. So museums submitted 2 heritage grant applications. They also hosted school groups visiting the On the Trail of the Monarch Butterfly. This is an exhibit from Canadian Aviation and Space Museum. Payroll position has been posted due to the incumbent resignation. Airport operator resigned after 40 years of service. We wish Keith Coots a happy retirement. Summer student positions have been posted for the town operations. Wellness Center hosted a ladies' night on January 9th. There were 50 ladies in attendance. This will run until March 27th. This was a grant application that Amber had initiated. Also, we have Ninja Kids classes. They've registered to capacity, and there's a lot of positive feedback, and adults are actually asking for this now. 29 people attended the Wellness Center walking program. Again, that was another funded program. Airport held quarterly meeting with the accountable executive, which would be me, and this was as per safety management system. Every quarter we meet to discuss any of our safety concerns and to ensure that we're on par with the regulations. De-icing was carried out a few times in January for Comair. WASCO is working on emergency response plan, wildlife management plan, and airport operations manual amendments. I met with them last week and we went through some of the proposed changes. Snow plowing and sanding is ongoing. Deep well pump arrived and it was noted that the pump would not meet our needs, so we ended up having to send it back to the supplier at their expense, and they're looking at repairing. The pump was too long, if I recall, and it didn't quite fit our operations. Bleeders have been turned on. Budget preps are ongoing in all departments. Curb stop and valve repairs are being done. Asset management has been ongoing. Chris, the Assistant Municipal Superintendent, attended a conference in Winnipeg, so he's been spending a lot of time getting that going. Departmental review of the Public Works Department took place. We were just waiting for the final report from Way to Go Consulting. And I attended the mental health first aid class in Winnipeg.
Any questions? No?
Sorry, I just had one quick one. The bleeders, would we be able to get some numbers on the bleeders?
So the amount of bleeders that we do every year?
Yeah, and I guess the drop in those numbers, if there was any, since LaRose.
Pretty much everybody on the rows, but
Yeah,
we can get those
but just so we could
exact
see maybe just some of those year-over-year numbers and just where they're at.
Perfect.
Any other questions or comments? Nope. Okay, our bylaws, I don't think we have any tonight. Committees, Public Works and Maintenance, no report. Planning and Development, subdivision application, should be a resolution.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Zelinski, whereas the town received and reviewed a proposal subdivision request from Municipal Relations Community and Regional Planning Branch, and whereas Council is required to provide the Planning Branch with comments or concerns if any, and whereas Council does not have any concerns with the proposed subdivision request, therefore it be resolved that Council approved 2 lot consultations being lots 3 and 10 and part of Public Lane Block 82.5, Plan number 508 as per Municipal Relations Community and Planning Branch file number 4457-19-7059. And just for information that when somebody's looking to subdivide, combine lots, they have to put an application into the Municipal Relations Community. They look through and see if there's any issues with regards to MTS, hydro, etc. Then they bring their information back to the municipality, and we then look at the information and then approve or disapprove of it. And this application came back where there were no issues coming from them, and so now it's brought to us. And the parcel of land, for anyone's interest, is over where the Old Dutch Foods area is, and True Blue Developments is the company that looking at subdividing that area.
Alrighty, question, all those in favor? It's carried. Okay, finance and admin, there'll be a resolution for the AMM convention for the 19th and 20th. But on the 18th, the Monday, is the session for mayors and reeves. And Rod has asked that I go, so I think we're both going to go. So I don't know if we need to add that in there now or not, but
We could put in to attend it's Mayor Reeves CAO.
on Monday the
On Monday.
18th.
Okay, so want me to
Just add that in and just say also attend the Mayor's Reeves CAO session.
So moved by myself, second by Councillor Zelinski, be resolved that Council authorized 5 members of Council and 3 members of staff to attend the AMM Municipal Official Seminar and Trade Show on March 19th and 20th, 2019 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, as well as attend the Mayors and Reeves session.
Yeah. There's some items of mutual interest for the municipality and the town, so it gives us a chance to work on them together while we're there. Question, all those in favor? It's carried. Tax increment financing.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Zelinski, be resolved that Council requests a representative from the provincial government to attend a meeting with Council to present information regarding the Community Revitalization Tax Increment Finance Program.
And this is just a formality so we can have a meeting. Question, all those in favor? Let's let's ask them for a meeting.
That's to cover their expenses. It has to be a resolution of council rather than just a request from myself.
God love governments. Payroll and accounts.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Murphy. Be it resolved, the council authorize the following accounts. Payroll period 26 in the amount of $114,195.13. General check numbers 22226 to 22247, 22249 to 22293, 22295 to 22296 in the amount of $160,202.47. EFTs in the amount of $46,769.26.
I didn't catch a couple of those numbers. Can you please read through?
Any questions? All those in favor? It's carried. AMM convention, oops, pardon me, payroll and accounts and conflict, number 744, resolution.
Okay, resolution number 2019-020, moved by Councillor Forrester, myself, seconded by Councillor Ward. Resolved that council authorize the following accounts: general check number 22248 and 22294 in the amount of $1450.90. And as I have a conflict, I cannot vote on this.
Just pass it down.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so there you'll be abstaining?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, question, all those in favor?
Both of us. Oh, can't move.
Bell MTS, 745.
Resolution number 2019-021, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Ward. Resolved that the council authorize the renewal of the lease agreement between the town of the Pas and Bell MTS for rental of land and building located at the Pas Airport, legally described as Lot 34, Block 57, Plan 25 West, for a 5-year term to expire December 31st, 2023.
Question, all of those in favor? Carried, thank you. Elected municipal training, 746.
Elected municipal official training program, a workshop. Resolved that council authorize, or moved by Councillor Ward, second by Councillor Zelinski. Resolved that council authorize members of council to take part in one of the elected municipal official training workshops once elected. What is expected through the Manitoba Municipal Relations in partnership with the Association of Manitoba Municipalities.
Alrighty. Question, all those in favor? It's carried. Smart Cities Challenge.
Smart Cities Challenge formal government structure. Moved by Councillor Ward, seconded by Councillor Forrester. Whereas the Opaskwa Cree Nation, Town of the Pas, and the rural municipality of Kelsey have created a joint council to address mutual interest known as the Tri-Council. And whereas the Tri-Council has established a working group to develop the Smart Cities Challenge proposal, and whereas the Tri-Council considers the project outline in the proposal to have great benefit for the communities represented in the Tri-Council. And whereas a formal governance structure is required for the implementation of the project following the success of the proposal. And whereas the governance structure requires equal representation from the communities represented in the Tri-Council. And whereas the governance structure further requires accountabilities for business development, banking, accounting, reporting, vendor contracting, and other such business functions. Therefore, be resolved that the Town of the Pas establish a non-profit corporation with the communities represented by the Tri-Council, which will include equal representation on the Board of Directors. And be it further resolved that the working group complete this work on behalf of the Tri-Council in preparation of the success of the Smart Cities Challenge proposal as per discussions during the in-camera portion of the January 14, 2019 Committee of the Whole meeting.
Any questions, comments, information, nothing anybody wants to add? No.
Just quickly,
Sure.
it's the Smart Cities Challenge is coming to a close. The proposal needs to be in by March 5th. This is just if and when we win the Smart Cities Challenge, so that there's a formal structure behind the proposed business. So that's all that it is.
Great. All right, question? All those in favor? Carried. Smart City Challenge legal services.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Ward. Whereas the Tri-Council has established a working group to develop the Smart Cities Challenge proposal, and whereas a formal governance structure is required for the implementation of the project following the success of the proposal. And whereas the governance structure requires equal representation from the communities representing the Tri-Council. And whereas the governance structure further requires accountabilities for business development, banking, accounting, reporting, vendor contracting, and other such business functions. And whereas Pastoral Cree Nation has offered the use of their legal services to the Tri-Council to create a formal governance structure, therefore be it resolved that Council agree to the offer from OCN to use their legal services to create a formal governance structure with the understanding that the town will have their own lawyer review it as per discussion during the in-camera portion of the January 14th, 2019 Committee of the Whole meeting.
So basically, OCN's lawyer will write the agreement. In the event that we win, we'll have the opportunity for our lawyer to review the agreement. Any questions? All those in favor? It's carried. Cleaning agreements.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Ward. Whereas Council passed Resolution 2019-006 on January 14th, 2019 Council meeting whereby they accepted bids for the cleaning of the Civic Center and Town Garage. Therefore, be it resolved that Council authorized the Mayor and the Assistant CAO to sign the cleaning contracts with Lori Cook for the Civic Center and Town Garage to expire December 31st, 2020.
All right, any questions?
The 2-year contract? That's normal?
Yeah. And usually we have in there, if things are going well, that we can renew.
Any questions? Did you have a question, Councillor Atkinson? No? You look confused.
I asked the question. It's okay, I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Question? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, carried. bum, bum, bum. Committee reports, here we go. Museum Board.
Yeah, just a couple of things to report on. We just hired a new curator and archivist. Her name is Catherine Patterson. So she just arrived in town, I believe it was 3 or 4 days ago. So maybe at some point in time we do what we do with some of the other staff and invite them to a staff or to a council meeting just to say hi. The museum continues to rent their space out. The Pasco Times recently put an article in about the Enemy Aliens exhibit a little while ago. We just finished putting in, or approved I should say, to put an advertisement in the paper for looking for some 2 directors. Unfortunately, one of our directors, board members, I'd say, just passed away, so we're filling that spot, and one was not, didn't wish to continue for other reasons. So that'll be getting out there. We also have basically up-to-date numbers going forward with our budget, so I think we have a small surplus of a little over $7,000, I believe, so which is good. And we just finished making approval to consolidate all of our accounts, because we did have one at Scotiabank. So that'll be going into for our capital projects. As well, there will be a capital request. If you remember when we did our tour of the museum, Shireen had mentioned that there's quite a bit of brickwork to be done on the building. When the hardest thing though is to getting a number on that, because there are only a certain small number of individuals that can do that type of work on a historic building like that. So that number will hopefully be coming forward during budget time, and there's no expectation that it'll all be done in one year by no means, but just to kind of keep it on the radar when it does come up. That's what it is. Other than that, that's it.
Just a comment, we had the opportunity to tour the museum last week, I believe it was, and I hate to admit that I hadn't been there in a while. If members of the public want something to be proud of that they have in their community, I strongly encourage you to get over and have a look in the museum. It's very good. Chamber of Commerce, Councillor Atkinson.
The AGM just completed. There's all new board members and appointed. The mayor did a presentation. That was, I think everybody there within the next probably 4 days told me how well it was and that they appreciated it. This past Saturday there was a strategic planning that was had taken place. Unfortunately, I didn't attend, but I think everything went well.
I went to the strategic plan. It was a very active and robust session, and I think there'll be good things coming out of the chamber. Sustainable Forests, they haven't invited me to a meeting yet. Citizens on Patrol.
There was a meeting. I wasn't able to attend. As I read through the minutes, it's pretty much business as usual. There's another meeting next week I'll be going to.
Thank you. CDC, they presented their annual operating plan this evening. We all seem to be heading in the right direction, and I look forward to working with them. Destination Marketing.
We have they have a couple of applications in for grants, and we're meeting on January 30th at lunchtime to get those through. And I'm not sure if we are allowed to say who's applied for grants or
at the
after the meeting.
After the meeting.
Perfect.
Yeah. Coalition.
No meetings.
No meetings.
We can kind of comment
Sure.
on that. It's just some of the news that we received. The direction of council is hopefully to find someone in the community that would spearhead it, and I'll be advising tomorrow that OCN is going to take over the coalition, and they're probably going to be running it out of the post office building. So all the information, including the committee that we established and stuff, we will pass along to them to hopefully give them the best success we can. So that's a positive.
Smart Cities.
Yeah, everything's kind of at a feverish pace right now, getting things put together. Like I said, the proposal is due in just a little over a month here. Met with They had some of the people from Korea that had established the original smart farm on OCN. They came in. They're working with the project group to size what a new project would look like, and it's been really good. There's lots of good things happening, and I'm excited for when the proposal goes in. So.
Thank you. Recycling Board, Councillor Ward.
We went to the meeting the other night. Got there kind of late because of the DMC meeting, but they held their year-end meeting, like their end of budget, and had a discussion on it. And it seems like their budget has done well, and they've done quite well. They talked about some improvements that they want to do in the future, and they seen the floor for the first time in quite a while, so they've been doing a good job out there.
Just add a couple of things there.
Go ahead.
Just again, so nobody's surprised during budget time. So back 10 or 12 years ago, we used to sort all the materials in the recycling center. And then we found out, I guess, probably 4 or 5 years ago, that if you pay in Winnipeg, they'll sort it for you, and you'll actually make more money because you're not spending all the time and paying the wages to people to sort it here. Now that has recently changed, and they are now starting to sort some of the materials because that same formula won't work anymore. So there's going to be a requirement of the people that are out there to be sorting and doing those kinds of things. And then the balers don't stop. The manager was saying that they're going with the balers steady. So when budget time comes, one of 2 things that they'll be asking for will be another baler and a forklift. They'll be having, again, a small surplus, kind of similar to the museum, of about $4,700. So again, good. And I'm sure all these numbers in terms of looking at the contributions that are given from the town there and the Northwest End and things like that you can look at. So the budgeting amounts that we give them are a little bit more operational than they were in the past. They're able to get the job done. There was also a recent workplace health and safety from the province done, and there was 6 or 7 work orders. All have been rectified quite quickly. There was one, no, she had to bring back for us to approve on because it was asking for annual hair testing for the workers out there. And we obviously, if you were told to do it by workplace, you'd go do it. So she's got the approval for that. Another positive note, tonnage has increased for recycling. So that's good in terms of the bottom line when we get our money back from government. For that. So other than that, that's good.
Do you have what the annual tonnage was for the year?
It's in this pile here.
734. 734.
Yeah.
It was up about 40,000.
When we do the budgets, do they
total.
present their own budget?
They haven't in the past, but we can. We used to do that, and it seemed to be a little more effective by having the department heads or the organizations present.
The Paw Community Renewal Corp, Councillor Forster.
I was at a meeting just a few days ago with them. Desiree's a little behind with figuring out her finances from 2018. She just got back from holidays and she's been slightly overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. They're picking somebody from the CRC to represent for the CDC. On a good note, they're moving forward with the Bear Clan Patrol. I believe they've got the government grant in place and they're just picking up some more final equipment. I think they've got 5 people right now that have volunteered for it. So they're looking for more people to volunteer for the Bear Clan. So it's something that should be starting fairly soon in the community, which hopefully we'll see a big difference in the uptown area from it. That's about it, I guess, for now.
I'm sorry, did the previous council get a presentation on the Bear Clan Patrol? Like what? And again, I'm sorry, I know very little about it. Would Des come and make a presentation to us of what it is?
I can ask.
Yeah. I don't know if everybody else in council knows what it is, but I know, I'm sorry, I don't.
We had at Chamber of Commerce, I think it was 3 weeks back, the OCN branch, they came and they presented to us. I'm not sure if Des has, if she's ready for that, but if by chance she isn't, then that could be another option too.
Yeah, it's just they're gonna be patrolling our streets, so it'd be nice to know what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's a good suggestion because depending on, I mean, those individuals will obviously need some direction themselves as to
Okay.
certain situations.
It is a complete volunteer program as well, so it's not, I understand that the OCN Bear Clan, there is some of the representatives there that are being paid. This is a totally separate from the other one. So there's OCN and then there's going to be the PAW Bear Clan Patrol.
Okay, good. Library board? No meetings? Scan? Councillor Forrester.
No meeting as of yet.
Kelsey Planning District, there's been no meeting recently. The KSD committee?
They're asking for a meeting, but it's a pretty general question. When's good? So it'd be nice to nail down a week or something and we can work it out. So.
Yeah, I think we'd been asked just before Christmas, we'd sent back a couple dates, and those dates have long gone, so that was their initiation to set another one.
Yeah, I'd suggest that we just send a couple of dates to them and we can see.
Okay.
I had a brief chat with Mr. Woodelius last week, and they're having their public presentation this evening, and unfortunately, none of us could attend because we have our committee of the whole and council meeting tonight, but he had offered to come and see us and make the presentation to us. So if we can arrange that, that would be a good thing.
I think that would be a great thing.
Yeah. Yeah, appreciate the offer. Unfinished business. I don't think we have any. Any general business? Any citizens, period, who wish to speak to us? No citizens. We have nothing for committee of the whole for this meeting, so I guess a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We'll be adjourned.